gone. Call 911. He's gone.
Yo, he's dead. He's dead, bro.
All the time he's blue.
Yo.
Bruh.
Yo.
Bruh. Bruh, wake up. He's gone. You gotta call 911. He's
Hey, yo. Call the cops.
Hop in his shit and take him to the hospital.
Take him to the hospital. Move him.
I don't know him. I'm not getting
Is that your people, yo?
Yo, move. Hop in his shit and take him. Come on, wake up.
Yo, his lips and shit red. He's dead, bro.
My message to the kids is stay away from this shit. Cause it ain't gonna do nothing but kill you.
Kids, it's not really fun to be out here because for one, the drugs are bad, they'll kill you. For two, the violence down here is horrible. So just keep your head on straight, stay in school, and try not to be out here the way we are.
So what's going on right now? This is a real serious epidemic. People are dying every day, every minute. I almost tripped over a dead guy in the sidewalk a couple weeks ago. If it hasn't come for you and your family yet, it will soon, because this is affecting everyone. My advice would be, don't start. Don't take that perk. Even if the doctor gives it to you, you don't need all of them. Take it when you really need it and never go back to it. Because anyone can do it. Anyone can fall. It's not about willpower. It's not about being a good person. It can affect anyone. And before you know it, your life is over.
Dope Jersey. It's a whole new way of living. There's nothing like it, brah.
You know that old saying that drugs help solve problems? They really don't, because once the drugs wear off, reality sets in and the problems is even magnified. So my advice to you is sobriety and tackle your problems one step at a time. Trust me, I'm in the process of it now. God bless you and good luck.
My name is Mark Hoffman, and I'm a heroin addict, and this is my story.
Wow.
Life before the drugs was good. You know, a lot of people think that everybody out here comes from a broken home or their parents weren't there or anything. I had both my mom and dad in my life. Never thought it could be me, and now I'm out here in my box. Life, you know, my mom was there. I have one brother, one sister. He's a lawyer, she's an RN. And, you know, it can happen to any family anywhere. It's not in the inner cities. It's not miles away. It's right here. You know, I never thought I'd be the one here, but now I am. Drugs, you know, drugs took over.
Tired of sleeping in this fucking box. Because every fucking day I get up from this box, first thing I gotta do is worry about getting off feet. And I know that with the end of the day, after all the hustling, I'm coming back to this fucking box.
Hi, my name's Alicia Castellone, and I'm a heroin addict. Children, this is my story. Say no to drugs. Before my heroin addiction, my life was wonderful. I had it all, a house, an apartment, and a car. Unfortunately, my father shot and killed my family on heroin, shot me in my neck. I got addicted to opiates, and I started shooting heroin because it was a lot cheaper. Now I'm sleeping on the street. I lost my children, and I lost everything. Everything. I have nothing. Nothing, no family, no mom, nothing. Just, it's a very hard addiction, and it's one that I'll never be able to battle. I'm not strong enough, and I wish I would never have started. It ruined my life. It killed my family and my friends. I have no one left. There is no one. I have.
How many people do you see ODing out here?
I see an OD once every hour out here. I saved a teenager's life yesterday. He was ODing, I gave him Narcan. It's not worth it. If your friends try to say, just try it, please don't. You'll never come back from it. Please don't. I wish I never started. I miss my children dearly.
As you can see, not everybody's story is the same. Everybody has a different path that leads them to drugs. Just say no.
The opiate epidemic is crazy. You know, starting from trying to get this money. So we're out here hustling these bags, you know, trying to get money. And at the end of the day, I know somebody comes to get this bag from the product I got. I seen somebody overdose. I know that they're gonna overdose off this bag, and then it really don't matter, because if that's what it takes to get this money, I gotta do what I gotta do. Me and my family eating is more important than the person dying off the bag that I'm gonna give them, because I know that they're gonna get it somewhere else. So if they're gonna die off the bag, fuck it. The money is what I need. That's what I'm out here doing. I'm trying to survive, trying to get this bread, you know? So it doesn't matter what happens to them. It doesn't matter. It's hard. It's sad that that's really what it's about, that we don't care about the results of what happens to them. Because if they die, there's going to be another customer. Another person's going to be there to buy the bag. This is not no shortage of clients. People are here buying them lined up. So 5 people might die off of this. You know, it's sad that your conscience really don't care, because it's really nothing that affects you. The only thing that matters is getting that money. And that's what it is. You know, we're out here trying to make the money. You know, not trying to take no source, just trying to get paid. And, you know, end up using your own product. You know, we ain't catching the habit. So, you know, that's what it takes. We gotta do.
How do you feel that you killing your own people?
You know, at the end of the day, it don't matter. Because if I were to buy a bag and I was gonna die, they wouldn't care. So why should I care? You know, they don't care nothing about me. I'm just here I'm just trying to get the money. So that it doesn't matter then. Why should it matter to me?
2006, recall, I had met this fine girl. I was hustling, selling crap, making money like a motherfucker. She was one of my customers. I felt bad for her because she was crying, complaining that she ain't had no food to eat. She was a dancer. She made this money, but she gave all her money to her landlord, who was spending the money with me buying crack. So I told her, I said, yo, come stay with me. I got my own crib. You can stay there rent free. All you gotta do is kick the drugs. And she came and she stayed. A year later, she talked clean, got her family, got her kid back, got respect for my family. She was like, oh, I want to do it one last time just for old time's sake. I'm like, man, that's just crazy. I said, you had a whole year clean. So I gotta see what this drug's about that you want to give everything up for. So first I hit the pipe. From there I started chasing. Boom. Smoking every day. But I didn't know how to come down. So she told me, she goes, I know how to get you down. Just sniff a little dope. I said, all right, no big deal. Sniff a little dope. You can call it, liked it the way it felt. Liked it more than the crack. So eventually I put the crack aside and I kept sniffing the dope. But I only sniffed it for like a month. After that, my boy turned me on to the needle. He said, yo, you need to start shooting this shit. It'd be so much faster to get a head rush. You don't gotta wait until it gets in your body. So I started shooting. Learned how to hit myself, and it was ball game from there. 14 years later, here I stand, still shooting dope. Still can't kick it. I went to rehabs, did everything. It don't matter, man. If you got that monkey in your back, you're gonna chase that shit. Especially where I'm at now in the streets. That's all you see is drugs around you. So you're gonna want it.
What advice would you give the children?
My advice to the children would be simple. Because no matter what your friends say, no matter how cool they think you are, if they want you to do something that you ain't never do and you know it's wrong, they ain't your friends, man. They all they're doing is gonna pull you down because they're already down. Because they say that weed is the gateway drug. Man, I smoked weed for years and then I stopped, man. That shit ain't no gateway drug. But let me tell you something. This girl was like, yo, she wanted to do the crack again. I was like, all right, try it. It don't matter. Crack, coke, we call heroin. You start with one of those heavy, high-potent drugs, PCP, it's downhill slide from there. So if your friends are trying to tell you, yo, let's go hang out, let's do this, let's do that, all it's gonna do is gonna put you down the hole where they're already at. Yeah.
Here, man. I'm sucking the devil's dick because this is the only thing that makes me feel better about my fucking self. You know?
Addiction Because you need to keep getting high every day. Vice versa, when it comes to the dope, you need that every day to keep yourself from being sick.
Man, I'm only like this because my ancestors, man, motherfuckers, they were slaves. So you know what? And I'm a slave to this little blue bag now, you know.
Dealing with cheating people, stealing, robbing, doing whatever you can to get it. It ain't no good. Those are the readies. You just want that fucking one big rush hit you get. And they're always chasing.
Man, this little blue bag right here, man, I swear to God, sucking themselves a dick. My life is right now the way it is. You know why? Because this shit is fucking good, man. I can't even survive without this shit, man. Like, can I do a hit right now? Can I do a line? Yeah. Fucking right. Right. See that? Yeah, you wanna get up on this? Get your corner off that shit real quick. Next one. Finish it.
Kids, you don't want to be like me. A day in my life of struggling with addiction to heroin is selling syringes, walking people to get the dope, and day in and day out going through the ups and downs of addiction, like being talked down to and belittled and cussed out and physical harm and threats and just the hassle of trying to find a vein to put the drug in it. Waking up sick, not knowing where you're gonna get the next dollar from, and hoping when you do get the dollar, it's gonna be enough. And taking a chance with the police not being caught with the things that you're trying to sell to obtain the drug. And it's like fighting the devil 10 times over though, and being in hell at the same time. So kids, you don't want to be like me. I had everything going on. I had a house, a wife, a great family, great support, and still I fell victim to this. So again, kids, listen to your parents. And foremost, don't feel that pressure of needing to try things, because it's not worth it though. You definitely don't want to be like me. At once I was one of the most promising young men in my area. Now I'm just a junkie in Camden with no future, but still hope though. So
what are some of the effects to your body when you don't get the drug?
Oh, without it, I go through nausea, my bowels is loose, chronic aches and pains, back, arms, neck, shoulders, you name it, it aches. It's like you having the flu 10 times over, you know, and it's going to be like that until you obtain that amount that is required for you to take that sickness away.
So what's the best advice you'll give to the children?
Don't try it. Don't try it at all. If somebody even offer you a pill that's a painkiller, say no. Trust me. If not, it's a possibility or chance you're going to be like me. You definitely don't want to be like me. I had a $75,000 job. I lost that because of heroin, though. I had a promising life and lost it. A wife, beautiful family, and still I lost it all because I chose that little blue bag with that substance in it. So, and it's still, I'm choosing that. And it's everyday struggle. God bless you.
Addiction basically is I don't know what to say. Fuck. Addiction is living hell. You wake up every day and you can't function normally without getting high. You can't be happy without getting high. You can't go to family's functions without being high. You can't wake up and not be sick. You have to depend on a certain substance just to live your everyday life. You treat people that you love like shit. I don't know. Addiction is the worst thing you ever possibly do to yourself and the people that you love. It's awful, and you never want to be addicted to anything. Don't do drugs. I don't know. Addiction is just, it's like being dead. You don't have a life. Your life revolves around getting high. You lose yourself. You don't even recognize the person that you are anymore. It changes you completely. And you don't even realize you're addicted, and so it's too late. You die a million times and you still want to get high. It's ridiculous. Don't do drugs. I died 9 times, and I still get high. And after the first time, I said I would never do drugs again, and I'm still getting high.
So, basically since I found out about heroin, I was probably like 17 years old. My cousin died at 17. He was a promising football star for Gloucester Catholic. He had a scholarship. Full ride, bro. Full ride. Decided to get into things with his friends and died. And my brother died. It's literally like a week later. And then my friend John died 3 days after that. And ever since I found out about this shit, I've lost like, I want to say like 20 people in my life since that. My mother is a heroin addict now. She never touched it in her life. So about 3 or 4 months ago, and now she's hopelessly addicted, and I know she's going to die from it. And that's the worst part about my life, is knowing my mom's going to die from something I can't help her with. Living in Gloucester City, the heroin epidemic has been growing. And a lot of my friends I went to high school with, I gotta go visit their gravestones, right? Like I said, John, my boy John, I went to school with him for a long while. Good friends, he was a smart kid. Got into a bad crowd. I think they said he shot up 3 bags. Killed him. Made him turn blue.
Look at all this fucking shit up here. God damn. Oh man, you don't want to stay away from drugs, little guys, whatever. Listen to your parents. If I knew now, and I knew it when I was your age, young, man, let me tell you, I would have never got into this shit.
That right there?
Where?
Right there.
Looks like fucking poop. We're taking a shit out here.
My name's Dan. I'm homeless out here. I use heroin and cocaine. The streets is definitely fucked up, especially if you ain't, know somebody out here or something. You ain't alive out here. A lot of people don't realize that they come out here from, the suburbs and think they just gonna walk around like they own shit. Next thing they know, they're getting snuck with a brick and getting robbed. So you definitely gotta, be on your P's and Q's and remember what you said to somebody the day before, because that person might not have forgotten, want to punch you in your face when you see them the next day. Besides that, things are hard. Asking for change, trying to get money, especially when you look like this, all shaggy and shit. People ain't trying to give you money because they already know what you're about.
Hey, yo, my name's Adele Akins. I used to be out here in Camden. Originally born and raised in Jersey. Are we taking a walk or?
Yeah.
All right, let's take a walk. Right here's where the shots I used to go to right there. I was out here doing drugs. Now, since I stopped doing drugs, I have the whole world at my hands. And all it took is stop using drugs, just knowing not what to do and where to go and the people not to hang around with. Everywhere you go is going to be drugs. But I'm going to show you what it leads to if you do opiates or any type of drugs, you get an addiction. This is what I was living for 3 years, damn near 3 years, until I woke up and took a reality check and got my first chance to go down to Arkansas and change my mind, body, and soul. Came back and now I have everything at my disposal. My mom died, and my father died, and my grandmother died all in 7 months while down in Arkansas, and I still haven't used drugs yet when I came back here. And we're standing in a spot where I could go 2 minutes either way and get any type of drug I wanted. Just, you can look at that bridge right there. We're not going to walk all the way over. Look at that bridge. I was sleeping under that left corner of that bridge on a mattress with one blanket in the wintertime. The way my mom passed was from a heroin overdose. Not ashamed of it. It's nobody's fault. Not my fault, damn sure. She took the initiative to take that needle and put it in her arm with the drugs in it and shoot it herself. So it's nobody's fault, not my fault, anybody else's fault. I don't blame nobody. I blame her. But it's nothing to blame because she's not here anymore. So. And I used to do drugs with my mom. Like, I used to shoot my mom up. Not afraid to say it. Now, if you got, can I see me? Pretty dark. But as you can see, these ledges right here, people used to mix up, have water bottles and water caps, have the drugs in the water cap, mix it up, shoot it up, right here. Everything right here. I used to sleep sometimes, right? On this part right here, water was rain, water was leak on my face, my clothes. And I used to wake up, come down, go to that wall over there, give me a couple of works, sell them, get my $10, get my fix. So I got high for free every day out here. There's not one day I worked for money except for somebody pulled over and asked me if I wanted to do a couple hours of work. That's it. So if you want to live on that, and eat off of that, I would advise you not to do drugs. That's my story. Just summarized up, that's my story. And now I'm basically going to be a wealthy man if I do everything right. So, I'm Liddell Akins, and that's my story.
Hi, my name is Rachel, and I'm a heroin addict. Alright, so I started doing dope when I let a friend of mine who was a coke dealer move in after he lost his place. So we were getting high, just doing coke, and he started selling Percocets, started giving them me every day for his rent. Eventually that ran out, all the money ran out. I had $10, said, I know what we can do. Come back with a bag. I'm like, what's that? He's like, it's dope. I'm like, what's dope? It's heroin. I'm like, all right. So from then on, that's all we were doing. Couldn't afford the perks no more. It just got more and more, doing more and more bags every day, and that's how it went down. That was 10 years ago. Kicked it for a couple years, but ended up going back to it, and here I am. You know, they want to send you to rehab, but rehab don't do nothing. They don't teach you nothing. They don't help you at all. It's a life sentence.
To do the crack and dope. It got out of hand. It cost too much money. Buddha Bud, man, it's just so cheap. It's easy. Get high, put you out. Don't get doing it, man. Buddha Bud is fucking out there.
Hi, my name is Kimmy, and been out in Camden now like a year. I've been smoking Buddha Bud for like 5 years now. Started like in 2012 after I had my daughter. I've been having problems with my stomach, and I used to smoke a lot of weed. And I couldn't smoke weed anymore because one, I just had a little girl. I was on a program, I'm on outpatient methadone maintenance. And they test you for everything. You can't smoke weed, and they'll call DIFUS on you, you know, if you give them a hot. So started looking for, someone came across, told me about K2. That's what it first came out. That's what it was known as, K2. And I looked it up, and really found out that they were selling it as potpourri. So I'm like, fuck, I want to smoke potpourri. That don't make no sense. But when I looked it up and did some research, come to find out it's really a synthetic marijuana. What it is some people went in a lab, some mad scientists went in a lab and created this chemical combination that it's a chemical basically, and they spray it on a bunch of herbs, different herbs like salvia, which is also already a natural hallucinogen. Davula, there's a whole bunch of different ones. Lion's tail. It's a mixture of them. Now they'll spray it with this chemical compound that's created to affect the receptors in your head that are the same receptors that are affected by THC. So it gives you the effect of marijuana in most cases. In my case, that's true. I get the same effects as marijuana. Relaxes me, gives me munchies, everything that I was looking for. I got. Unfortunately, though, that's not the case for everybody. It's really potent, so in most cases, people will take a couple hits and pass out on it. They can have a seizure. They can have, it's a natural hallucinogen, so they can have some kind of hallucinogenic effect. But like I said, for me, it's just like marijuana. You just smoke it. I'm about to roll it up. I'm about to roll a blunt now. I got myself what's left of an ounce because I smoke a lot. So it looks just like marijuana. It doesn't smell like it though. You roll it like a blunt. You smoke it like a blunt. You can smoke it in a, you can smoke it in paper or on a pipe if you wanted to. I prefer blunts. They burn slower. And yeah, I'll smoke this whole thing. Most people can't. But out here in Camden, now where I'm from, well not from, where I lived for 16 years before I came to Camden, was Atlantic City. And it's really not as well known as it is out here in Camden. Out here in Camden, it's an epidemic. There's more, you see Buddha more often than I think, just as often, if anything, as you see dope, coke, any of those other harder drugs. Most people out here are on a combination of different things, and Buddha is really cheap and it's easy to get your hands on. You get a lot of it. That's the difference between Buddha and marijuana. You get more for your money than you do for marijuana. So, anyone that smokes this, or goes from marijuana to this, it's hard to let go once you make that transfer. So a lot of people like who end up on probation and start smoking this because they're on probation, they might when they're off of probation, they might not go back to weed just because it's so much cheaper and the high's better. And not only that, once you do start smoking this, your receptors become so numb, like so used to it, that it's basically becomes numb to the marijuana, the effects of real marijuana when you try to go back to smoking marijuana. So that much I could say. Now, this is the unspoken part of Buddha Bud. Now, I will say, on a positive note, you could easily kick dope by smoking Buddha Bud. It takes the edge off, relaxes your body. I know a lot of dope fiends, like I said, I'm on methadone maintenance, so at one point when I relapsed, I did relapse. I did have a relapse, and now I'm clean, thank God. But in between, this did take the edge off when I was sick. So I do feel like, this is a good way to go as harm reduction wise, the lesser of two evils if you're gonna do something. If I was gonna choose between heroin and Buddha, I'd much rather do Buddha.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What are the side effects of not having the Buddha Bud?
I was just about to get into that. On that note, the side effects is just the same as dope. You can get sick to your stomach. You can have like restless leg syndrome. You can have severe anxiety, depression, even suicidal ideations. So it's really not recommended to start smoking this stuff. If you can avoid it, I wouldn't. You know what I mean? If you're looking for a quick fix, if you're on probation or something like that, and you can't smoke marijuana, you just want to smoke this for a little bit, that's cool and all, but I would strongly recommend that once you finish that probation, you go back to weed, because this stuff is no good to your body. I strongly regret starting smoking it, and I'm actually looking for a way to stop smoking now.
How many people do you know out here that died from smoking that?
I've never met anybody that died from just smoking Buddha. However, if you're mixing, if you're doing multiples, if you're a polysubstance user like heroin and Xanax and stuff like that, you can absolutely OD, because this is just another depressant that slows down your body. So I wouldn't, if you're on harder drugs, I definitely wouldn't recommend mixing it with Buddha.
Reefer?
Reefer.
Reefer.
R-I-C-O.
Reefer high off that Buddha bud.
There we go. Yeah, right?
Reefer.
Hi, my name is Kelly, from Camden, New Jersey, born and raised. I just want to tell you a little bit about myself. I'm caught up in this damn heroin epidemic they got going on around here. Started when I was 26, I'm now 54. Did the rehab thing many a times. OD many a times. Been in prison twice. Like, what's it gonna take? I mean, this shit ain't no joke. I mean, man, my son's doing it. It's like every time I've had 5 years clean, 3 years clean, many times clean, and I don't know what's it gonna take. What's it gonna take for me to get it together? I guess it's gonna be death because I did it all. Did it all. Man, I'm now homeless. I've been out here.
Let me ask you this.
What?
How did you get started?
How did I get started? It started with smoking weed, then doing meth, then the Quaaludes, and Percocets. Started doing Percocets, then it wound up being 5, 6 a day, then 10 a day. Then I couldn't get them anymore. So someone said, here, try this. This is just like the same thing. A little sniff of that. Tried that. It was a wrap. It was a wrap. It was an instant addiction. Instant. I sniffed dope for 10 years after that. Sick one day. Girlfriend already had it mixed up. Next thing you know, I'm shooting dope. I've been stole from my family. I now have no family due to cancer. I'm a cancer survivor. I got clean when I found out I had the cancer. But from being on so much medication, I came out of the hospital and started doing it again after having half my chest removed. Like I said, what's it going to take for me to get it together? I don't know. I really don't know. But I'm tired. Man, just don't ever, ever, ever start with this shit, man. It ain't no joke. That little, you hide from it and it's okay. No, that shit's going to take you to your grave. It's definitely going to take you to your grave.
How do you support your habit?
How do I support my habit? I sell pills. I take people to cop. I don't sell my ass. I can seriously say I don't sell my ass. Like, I'm one of the few out here that don't do that. Yeah, I'll hustle dudes or whatever and say I'm going to do it, but I just don't do it. I don't know. I thank God for that. And I had an inheritance, $96,000, that I blew in 8 months. I had a couple lawsuits I blew. Like, I've always had money. But now, I'm at rock bottom. I ain't got shit. I'm waiting for Social Security to come through. If it comes through, I don't know. Really don't know. Like I said, my body has had it.
What's the worst thing you've seen out here in these streets?
What's the worst thing I've seen? I seen my friend shot in the head right in front of me. He stole a package. I'm lucky I wasn't shot. I got beat the fuck up big time. I think that was the worst. Yeah. So many of my friends have died and getting killed over drugs and just, man, if you ain't ever did this shit, stay in school. You know, go to school till you're 25, whatever it takes. So like I said, school is cool, man, because it definitely is. I would give anything to go back to school just to get my life together. I really would. I got 4 children, and one of them is messed up right now, but my other 3 are good, and I thank God for that. Thank God for that. I mean, I raised them in Cherry Hill School. Pretty much my mother raised them, but I lived there too. We all got good educations, but other 2 girls are getting ready to go to college. I don't even see them because I don't want them to see me like this. You know, they're good. I know they're good. They're healthy, and they both work. Everything. It's now my son. I gotta. Like, how can I tell him not to do nothing? I'm fucking doing the same thing.
What message would you give the children?
Man, stay in school. Work, just stay in school, man. Focus. And stay away from anybody who does any more thing like that. Anything. Stay in sports, whatever it takes. Keep yourself busy. Like I said, I don't give anything to be back at school. I love school. I just, you know, friends and all that. I have no friends out here. I have nothing out here, nothing.
And my name's Andrew. I'm a heroin addict. Originally started me out with the heroin. I got in a motorcycle accident in 2010. Started off Percocets. Before that it was weed, smoking a little wet. I had no family. I was raised with my grandma. My grandma passed when I got in the motorcycle accident. Got deep into Percocets. Next thing you know, I couldn't pay for the Percocet all the time. And started going down with me meeting other people, tell me, you know, I know something else that gets you feeling better before you ain't gonna go broke. Come out to Camden. My family's from Camden. Next thing you know, I'm buying heroin, I'm sniffing it. I said, no, I spend $200 a day, I'm robbing people, robbing my family. Lose my family. I'm out in the street. Me being out in the street, being with the people out here, start shooting up heroin. Then it goes from heroin to doing cocaine. And anything else I can get involved in, because I'm out here on the street now, I'm depressed and stressed. And sleeping out here, I ain't got nobody. Got the people that are out here, but you can look over there, look anywhere in the city, there's gonna be a needle, someone nodding out. I've been robbed. I've been stuck up at gunpoint 2-3 times. I've been jumped. I've been stripped down to my pants and taken everything from me. I've been woken up and me sleeping in the back of stores on steps. I walking just down the street. Cops, they stop me just because they know I'm a heroin addict. I've lost everything for the heroin. Everything. And now what I got is nothing. And now I'm gotta beg other people to help give me $1 so I can go out and get my heroin, because I screwed my life up now. Now the people that are around that life is not screwed up, help me out. But
what advice would you give the children?
What advice would I give to a child? Do not do no drugs. Not weed, not nothing, because the weed is what started me out. I started smoking weed when I was 12. And from the weed, I started smoking wet. Because that was another thing to smoke, you know what I mean? And then when you're smoking weed and wet, you're like, oh man, crackheads, therapists, blase. Then you start hanging out with another group of people. They smoke weed and whatever. But they also do an opiate here and there, you know? They say they want to feel a groove. That groove leads into addiction. After you party for 2-3 days, the next thing you know, then you got a habit. And then you gotta start chasing that habit to make sure you don't feel sick. You will ruin your life over drugs. You will lose everything, and you will be out here where I am, sleeping on the streets of Camden with, you can't even sleep. You gotta keep your eyes open at all times, because something will happen to you don't think you are invincible, because there's a lot of people out here that think that they're untouchable and invincible. But you will always, no matter what, you will be hemmed up and end up at the end of the day with nothing. Do not do drugs, man. Do not do drugs, kids. Do not hang around or associate anybody with drugs. If you have a brother or a sister or aunt, uncle, cousin with drugs, try to help them. Don't follow their rule. Don't.
What's one of the worst things you've seen out here on these streets?
I walked into an abandoned house one day to go get high, to use drugs, and there was a woman on the second floor, and I promise you now, her head was 5 feet from her body, decapitated, over drugs. And then I come to find out later down the road, it was because she owed somebody $6 for a bag of heroin because she only had 4. She was murdered, had 2 kids, had her head cut off, in an abandoned house. She sat there for 4 days. Imagine your mother or your sister, you not knowing where she is for days, and you get a phone call saying, oh, we found your mother or sister. She was in this house in this part of Camden, and her head was decapitated. She's been there for 4 days dead. Do you want to live that lifestyle? No. Don't do it. Don't be around it. Don't be about it. Just do the right thing. Work. Go to school. I regret every day wishing I could go back to middle school, elementary school. And there's 90% of the people I met out here, drug addicts, homeless people, well, they'll all say, damn, I wish I was in school. Because when I was in school, I had everything going for me. You don't realize it when you're there, but you do. You got everything going for you, because everything while you're there is giving you a privilege to better and better and better and better yourself, instead of you being out here and you lower and lower and lower and lower yourself. Every time you do a drug, you just neglect yourself. You bring yourself down deeper and deeper and deeper, whether you see it or not. There's people out here, I'm 26 years old, there's people out here younger than me, 19, 18, that have nothing. No family, no nothing. They look like they're 50 years old. Faces all sunken in, no teeth, holes in their skin from infections of the drugs, from them shooting them up. It's just not, don't do it. It's not worth it. Listen to your parents. I wish I had my parents. My father never did a drug in his life. Used one time. Everybody in my family tell you, used one time. I found him dead. I was 4 years old. Because my mother was in prison for being a drug addict. And he was depressed, he was going, he got high one time, overdosed. That's how I ended up living with my grandmother. And then from the using for my mom, and then once my grandma passed away after my mom got out of prison, I got the Percocets. I started being closer to my mom now, because now, you know, as I said, my mom's been a heroin addict her whole life. Been out in the streets of Camden her whole life, so now me and my mom are close together because I started doing drugs. And I want to be close to my mom, so I use the drugs. Because you're always trying to find a way to get close to somebody because you're so alone. Don't lose the good people that are around you that are willing to jump in front of a train for you. Just do the right thing.
Hi, my name is Cheyenne. I'm a recovering addict. Drug of choice was heroin, crack cocaine. So, when I was 11 years old, I started messing with Xanax and wet until I was like 16. I got pregnant. I stopped doing drugs. Then, when I was 21, I started messing with Perk 30s. And it progressed. I started messing with heroin. And then I started smoking crack. And I started shooting. I lost my kids. I lost my house. I lost my car. I lost my baby dad. Just got out of the county. When I was on drugs, I didn't give a fuck. I belittled myself, degraded myself, sucked dick, fucked for money. I did everything just to get a fix. It was my best friend, my love, my life, and it really messed me up. I caught hepatitis C. My teeth all fucked up. and I regret a lot of things. I've been raped out here. I had guns held to my head. I had a lot of shit going on. Like, I'm clean now, but it's only been 7 months. I can't say that I'm not gonna go back. I don't wanna go back, but the drug is something serious. Like, that shit becomes your life. It becomes everything. Like, you don't give a fuck about anybody, anything. Like, I stole from my family. Like, I did some fucked up shit just to get high. And I was dirty walking around here, 90 pounds, didn't take showers, didn't do anything. Like, and I didn't care as long as I got that fix. It really fucks your life up. And my kids are suffering. My kids don't know me. I don't know them. And I'm really regretting it now because my other son, my youngest son's up for adoption. I mean, he's already adopted. My oldest son's about to be up for adoption. And they looking at me like, you didn't care, so why did we care? And now that I'm clean, I do care. And I want my son back. But because of my choices of using drugs, that's too bad. Like, I'm not gonna get what I want. Because when my son wanted me, crying, Mom, why can't you come see me? Because I want that drug. Like, that's all I can say. Like, you know what I mean? And it's fucked up because I'm a piece of shit. Like, I was a piece of shit. I ain't had no self-esteem, no confidence, no nothing. But when I got locked up, it opened my mind. I feel good now. I feel like I'm an actual person. I feel like I'm worth something now. But when you do a drug, that shit becomes everything, and you're not worth nothing. And people say, oh, I'm just gonna do it one time. I'm gonna do it one time. Well, one time is too many, and 1,000's never enough. Like, that's gonna become your life. I ain't eat. My dinner, lunch, and breakfast was drugs. Like, I've done some dirty, grimy ass shit. Like, I used to shoot up with fucking puddle water from the rain or snow off the car. Like, I really fucked my life up. Drugs fucked my life up. And now I gotta be grown and deal with the consequences. Like, I gotta be me, like, you know what I mean? So before you start using a drug, really think about it. Is it worth it? Is it worth everything? You ready to give up everything? You ready to fall? Just say no. Right.
Is there any other advice you would give to the children?
Yeah, like, the shit out here nowadays, like, that shit's cut with fentanyl, tranquilizers, and just know, if you ready to die, go ahead, use that shit. But stay in school, get an education, become something. Don't be like me.
Children, there has to be another way out. Shooting baskets, skating, skateboarding, whatever. There's other outlets than drugs. Please take advantage of all the free sports and activities that you can do. Don't fall into that pattern. It only ends in death, and it kills your parents, it kills you, it kills everybody around you. Listen, this is the anagram, dream. Drugs kill everything around, drugs ruin everything around me. That's an anagram for dream. I lost my nephew, I lost my sister. Just please, pick it up and try something different. Say no, and try something different.
So I'm gonna speak on my experience with opiates, man. It really started with a couple bad decisions, and it just led to more bad decisions. And it really is a ruthless thing, man. These opiates, they want to get their hands on you, and once they get their hands on you, they don't want to let go, man. It doesn't discriminate either, man. I've seen the richest of people get destroyed by opiates. I've seen the poorest of people get destroyed. White, black, Asian, anything. It doesn't matter, man. And it's out here. And they want us addicted, and they want us to be down and to stay down. And it's a vicious cycle, man. It's ruthless. It's cold. It doesn't care. There's no love in it. there's nothing positive that comes from it, man. And it just keeps coming and coming, and more people are becoming victims every day. And, you know, it's a sad thing. I've seen a lot of pain behind it. And, you know, it's really sad. I wish there was an easy solution. You know, I guess that's what we're out here fighting for, man. Just to find a solution to kill this shit, man. I'm out here fighting this shit every day, man. So
Say no to drugs. I lost my brother. I lost my mother. Please say no to drugs. There is a way out. No matter if you have a past, let the past be in the past. There is a future for all you young kids together. You're bright and smart. Use your heads. Create something in your heads. Bring your dreams come true. And you will have everything you want. Drugs are nothing. You're only making somebody richer. So stay off of drugs. I lost my mother, my brother, and my uncle. So please say no to drugs. Just move on with your dreams and your goals. And I want to say, just take it easy and just do what your dreams tell you to do.
Out of my 31 years, I can't even count on my hands and toes how many people I know who've passed, who've died from addiction. And it's just every day another person's dying from this, and I don't want to see the next generation fall under this epidemic that's happening now with my generation and this era. It's not the way to live. It's not who you want to be.
This week alone, like 5 people died just off of not even the same batch. Most of them did die off the same batch because there was like 17 in the last 2 weeks that died. Most of them off the same block. But yesterday, no, it was 2 days ago, 3 people within 20 feet were dead. And the one dude just came home from doing a 5-year prison bid. He was home 3 hours, copped a bag of dope, a Nick bag, and was dead. When I walked by him, he was blue. Literally so blue, his eyes were completely white. Like there was no life in him. Not even like you knew there was no bringing him back. So when the paramedics came to get him, when they pulled up, they stopped a block away, like half a block away, and we're like, no, over here. And we didn't know that they got out the ambulance and there was another body. They must have seen the body on the way to us. They thinking that's what we called. So damn, not even this guy dead. The ambulance seen the body from around the corner. He dead. Now when I was walking to where the ambulance was at to let him know, I ran into another body. Like what the fuck? Like the third body was in the middle from us to the ambulance. So they didn't even have enough paramedics. So the one guy would have probably made it, but the ambulances, there wasn't enough on call, so the guy died. Now, mind you, they've run out of Narcan. Everyone has Narcan on. They've ran out of Narcan on the third person. They didn't have any because they had to use 3 on the one guy, 3 on this guy. And fucking, they just didn't have it. So like, everyone can be armed with it. They even told all of us around, they said, don't go nowhere. We're going to get some Narcan brought here. We're going to give all of you guys, all you addicts, Narcan. Maybe you can save someone's life. And nobody even wanted it because at the end of the day, nobody cares about that part. We just care about the get high. We don't care about the results. You know what I mean? Which is sad. So then the other day when 12 people died, I was with this girl chilling. I was with this girl Melissa. She said that she was doing Philly dopes. I said, don't do a whole bag. She was going to give me a quarter of the bag to bring her to it. And when I said, don't do the whole bag, just do half, she was like, nah, you just want the other half. I said, I don't care if you give it to me, just don't do it. So she did the 3/4 of the bag and she died. I called the ambulance. When the ambulance got there, there was no bringing her back. She had Xannies in her system. She was dead. Now, mind you, this girl was 24 years old. She just had a baby, and she died. Like, there was like, that's it. The ambulance got there. They tried everything to do. She was dead. Now, my boy Vern was 23 years old. He went to the county for 3 days. Came home, did a Nick bag, and he died. That was 2 weeks ago. And he just went to a hallway to get high, and nobody was in there with him. And that's the difference from dying and being brought back. Is if somebody's there to call the ambulance, you can be brought back if you have 15 minutes. But if no one's there and you want to get high by yourself because you just like to hide it and don't want to share, you die. That's it. So they found him dead. You know what I mean? By the time they got there, they didn't even, there was nothing they could do. And that was just the last 2 weeks we're talking about. This shit happens every day.
Like my personal experience doing it, you know, it started off with just taking perks and stuff for fun, and then I ended up getting shot. Normal day, went to work, came home. went to go get drugs. Someone tried to rob me, and I got shot. After I got shot, I almost lost my life. But just even that, what comes along with drug use, and not even the drugs alone, just the environment you put yourself in and the people you surround yourself with. It's not just doing the drug, it's everything that comes with it and the whole atmosphere you put yourself in. There's more risky situations you put yourself in than just doing the drug. But after I got shot, it just turned into doing a little bit just to get out of pain, and before I knew it, lost the house, lost the car, lost my whole life, almost lost the one I love. Lost my family members. You lose everything. This drug just takes everything from you. But just my personal experience, I just did a little bit, and that little bit turned into that's all I want to do, and all I want to feel is that feeling that it gives you. And it's just horrible because you don't even know what it's doing to you as it's doing it. You're so blindsided by the high and the drug that your whole life gets taken out from under your feet, and it's like it doesn't happen overnight. Does not happen overnight, and you don't even realize it's going on until you actually hit rock bottom. That's the only time you'll wake up, because you can even feel yourself slipping, but until you actually hit that floor and you hit your head on the wall a few times, that's when you'll realize you're truly addicted. And then most of the time it's too late after that. It's too late to realize you need help sometimes. Some people don't even get the opportunity to get into a rehab, and that's horrible. And then once you're hooked on heroin, they try to put you on other drugs, methadone, Suboxone. And then you're gonna be addicted to stuff all your life, and you can't function without this stuff. I mean, the doctors are selling it right out the pharmacy. It's not on the street. You can literally go to a doctor and get something written to you, and then you're hooked. You gotta depend on something just to wake up in the morning, just to get through the day. And it's just no life to live. It's not even a life. You're just floating and wasting yourself. You're just existing pretty much.
So
you're not living for anything.
So what advice would you give the children as far as, trying heroin or Percocets or Molly's or anything like that for the first time? Like, is it something that they could try one time and they'll be good, or?
Nah, not at all. You try it one time, you don't know where that one time's gonna take you. Once you open that door, there's no shutting it. You try, no matter what kind of drug it is, whether it's a pill, even weed. When they say weed's a gateway drug, it sounds cliche, but it is. Because you're opening up your mind to a whole new thing, of getting high. And eventually, that weed's not gonna be good enough. So the best advice I can give is just don't do it the first time. It's nothing worth trying. You're not missing anything, I promise you. You're not missing anything. There's nothing to be missed with this stuff, man. For you kids, man, that don't, I know you hear it probably a lot, but it's serious, man. This is lives we're talking about, and this is your life. You could end up living under a bridge. I mean, you could end up not living at all. But, I mean, the real best advice I can give you is just don't do it. Just that once, just don't do it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. You're not missing anything.
I mean, tell them where it came from to where it's at now. Man, the game is crazy. The streets is crazy. Like, I remember smoking weed in a bottle. That was the thing, Get fucked up, whatever. Be alright. These days, man, a lot of these motherfuckers out here fighting every day just to get to the next. It ain't about next week, ain't about next month. It's about that next thing. I'll tell you for real, about weed, they say gateway drug and all that shit. You motherfucking right. Weed, gateway drug. Weed was cool, we's always cool. Still smoke. Got a Dutch on me now. Y'all already know how that go. But you try something different, you know what I mean? It's a different feeling, different things. You thinking, then you seen everybody around you doing, especially the older heads. That make you feel good. You can do something that the older heads do, make you feel old, Trying to fit in, trying to be that dude and shit. Fuck around. Don't even know you falling victim to it. Don't even know that thing sneaking up on you. You know what I mean? Before you know it, you're out here doing it. Went from a weekend thing to a motherfucking. It's good, baby. You're all right. A weekend thing to a motherfucking every other day thing. Everyday thing. It's to the point where you planning the rest of you planning your whole day out around what the fuck is pulling you down. You don't even know it. You could talk about, I know I'm fucked up. I'm trying to get right. I'm trying to get back. I know I'm fucked up, but I'm gonna go get high real quick. And I've been there, real talk. Like I traded one demon for the other, But
don't think anything is sweet no more, man. The streets is real terrible right now.
Alright, my name is Robert Ballenhoff, and I'm here today to talk about addiction and how bad it is for people that are going through it, what it can do to your life, but that there is hope at the end of the tunnel. I was 9 years old when I lost my parents. Both my parents were drug addicts, heavy into drugs. They destroyed their lives and both died at the end of it. I got caught up in the same thing. I was doing dope, I was smoking crack, I was boosting, going to stores, you know, stealing, and just to support my habit. I was sick, and people out there are sick too. They're lost. We're all lost when it comes to addiction, but there is a way out. And the way out is realizing how important, how valuable your life really is, and how much you can contribute to other people's lives as well. I've been sober now 5 years. I'm living in Camden in a homeless shelter, but I'm working. I work at Arby's. It's not the greatest job in the world, but I'm still making it forward. Each day I walk down the streets and I'm offered drugs every day. And no matter how stressful my day gets, no matter what goes on, you know, I still keep walking past it. I just keep moving forward and I keep realizing where I want to be rather than where I can be. There's so much I wish I could tell people in ways that they can understand that this life of doing dope and smoking K2, yes, it's a temporary relief. It gets you out of your head for a little while, but ultimately it's going to kill you and it's going to destroy you. But the sober life isn't too bad. When you get to see your kids grow up and you're not high and you're not drunk, that's more euphoric than any drug in the world. Having children and having a life, having a home, having a car, you can have all that. You can have everything you ever wanted, and those euphorias can come without the substances. I wish I could just say some words to make people change, to completely change your mind and make you stop doing it. But I know that the only way for anybody to get help is if they want it. I hope that you know, this message can help somebody and inspire somebody. I mean, I've been homeless most of my life. I've been in and out of rehab. I've been in and out of jail, all due to substance abuse. And I've wasted 26 years of my life almost because of it. I don't know how to function sober, but I'm starting to learn how to do it each and every day. And each and every day I grow stronger and I grow better. And I know that we can do this. We can pull together as long as we work together and as long as we stay focused. We can make things happen.
What message would you give the kids?
For the kids, for the kids. What I would tell kids, especially my own children, is that life is going to be challenging. Life is going to be difficult. It's never going to be easy and it's never going to be fair. But that doesn't mean that you have to use drugs and that you have to conform to a certain type of life to get away from it. No, life is difficult because it makes you stronger and it helps you do what you need to do a lot better. Stay away from it. I know it's going to be hard for the children, especially when they try to have friends and their friends are out there partying and they're getting involved with the drugs and you think it's cool. It's not worth it, because the friends that are doing that are inspiring you to do it, are not really your friends, because they would want your well-being to be the most important thing. Always listen to your parents. If your parents are telling you not to do something, don't do it. Stay away from the drugs. Stay away from getting locked up. Stay away from that lifestyle, period. Stay focused. Stay in school. I mean, it's all worth it in the end. Your education is the most important thing, because that's what's going to allow you to have things in life. Drugs are going to take it all away.
Hi, my name is Brittany. I've been on the streets for about 9 months now. One thing I want to tell you guys is don't ever lose yourself and always fight. Don't let the addiction win. Okay? Fight till the end. It's never a losing battle. Just don't ever give up.
My man, Gato, man. A genuine, true dude. And I'm glad he picked me to do this documentary to end it all, because this man right here has told me plenty of times, a very good dude, and had a lot of conversations, even worked with this man. Very nice, kind, humble, and gentleman. And even gave me money and gave me food while I was out here fucking up. For the short period of time I was fucking up until I got what I needed to get on my feet. This man right here is very, very genuine and very kind and very humble.
So I just want to tell you a little bit about the guy that made this. He's awesome, he's positive. He treats people with respect no matter what race, what gender, anything. Like, you're struggling, you're fucking on the streets. He's a cool ass dude and he's talented as hell. And you guys better watch this.
gotta get this money.
Right now? All right, so right now I'm on E, and that just means that wake up in the morning and you didn't save something for the next day because you're an idiot. And basically you're willing to do whatever to get to your bag because you cannot function. You can't. Today I was supposed to be on a boating trip, and I woke up, I'm on E, I can't go do anything. So I got out the house and I bailed on the boating trip, and here I am. And so I'm gonna get off of E and feel a little better, and then I'm gonna go try to make some money. But basically you're willing to do anything, and that means like anything. And I hate to say this on video, but anything. Like, you know, somebody wanted you to do something for $10, you're gonna do it because you need it. Even though it's terrible, you know? But I got kids, I got a family, a mom and a dad, normal people, normal people. No one in my family's like this. My parents are not addicts. They don't drink, they don't do nothing. Raised me perfect, I had the best childhood in the world. Never could complain, I can't blame them for a second. This is all me, you know? I did this, got prescribed at the doctor, best feeling in the world, didn't feel any problems anymore. You know, I'm bipolar, stuff like that, suffer with depression and mania. So this takes that away, which is good. And it just levels me up, you know?
How do you feel
right this minute?
Taking the risk that you don't know what's in that bag, and it's a chance that you could die right now?
Well, the thing is, this bag I copped a couple days ago and it was all right, so I'm going to just assume it is, but I absolutely have no idea at all. I really don't know. So I'm hoping for the best, but I mean, there's a chance that it's not going to work out for me, you know? And the worst part is, I don't usually get high out in public like this. I get high alone. So if I fall out, it's over. No one's going to save me because I'm alone. But my best friend, she got high. Actually, I shot her for the first time and she died in the car.
What happened? She
died on me in the car, my best friend. I shot her for the first time down on Walnut, and she died on me. And then I had to pull her out the car, CPR, called everybody. They came with the Narcan, but she was dead. I mean, she was blue. And they got her back, which was good, but like, I mean, it was bad news. There's nothing I could do for her, you know what I mean? And that's my best friend. Oh my God, do I not have my water? Oh my God.
Is that an iPhone cord?
I don't know. No. Android. Why, you need an iPhone cord?
Nah.
Oh, you're just asking what I just wrapped it with? Yeah, that's, I usually have something else, but I didn't bring it. Like I said, I don't normally get high out, like, in the world, but, I mean, I usually dip over into that, like, little spot over there. It's like, but somebody told me that was illegal. I didn't know it was like a private garden. You know where they, like, garden everything up? I didn't know that that was like that, so I probably shouldn't go there anymore. But the cops don't really bother you, so. I mean, they sat there while I was there the other day and didn't say nothing to me. So, I don't care. I guess. I used to sniff it until not that long ago. I started shooting it, which was the worst thing I could have done. Okay, now you got about 3 seconds to say a quick prayer. So nothing terrible happens. And that's that. But, you know, this was all really, it was like a 2 bundle a day.
You got it good?
Yeah.